Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Unjust, a Korean crime drama from 2010 that stars Hwang Jung-min and Ryoo Seung-bum. It was directed by Ryoo Seung-wan. So after the assault and murder of 5 elementary schoolgirls, a crime which deeply upsets the entire country, a fleeing suspect is shot and killed by the police, and this leads to pretty bad publicity because the guilt of the suspect could not be proved in a court of law, and the real attacker may still be at large. Now, under pressure from the Blue House, a senior police official assigns Choi, a police captain, on a highly sensitive mission, namely, to find a former child predator who can take the blame for the crime, regardless of whether or not he's actually guilty. Now, Choi, in return, is promised a promotion and the dismissal of an internal investigation against him, which was caused by his brother-in-law receiving money from a corrupt businessman. So near the beginning, Hwang Jung-min's character gets some pressure put on him by his rivals, all right? And there's actually quite a bit of setup and development of that particular conflict, maybe about 20 minutes of screen time or so. And these internal affairs guys really want to stick it to him, even though he himself really didn't do anything that wrong. It was his brother-in-law that gets him into trouble, through association. And, it's a plan to coerce him into pinning child violence crimes on a dude who maybe didn't do it, right? But above all else, they need to convict a living man of these crimes in order to give the public a feeling of justice and repair the image of the police. So our protagonist, unfortunately and reluctantly, agrees to this plan, and now he has to do some shady things to accomplish his goal. Now, Hwang Jung-min plays a fairly gloomy character in this movie. He rarely exhibits much emotion in this film outside of like anger and frustration and maybe just apathy. And he's just trying to keep his head above water the whole film, just trying to shore things up. He has to do whatever it takes to just resolve this case without incident and just, get out of this with a promotion. But as the film rolls along, he continues to commit more and more infractions and crimes, and it becomes more and more difficult to just walk away with this thing unscathed. So he's got to be careful, and he's got to, shore up loose ends and all that stuff. Now, Ryoo Seung-bum's character plays this corrupt prosecutor who gets involved in the case, and he's not that likable at the beginning of the film. He's even less likable than Hwang's character. But Ryoo's character eventually gets taken advantage of by the powers that be, and the screws are put on him. And I became interested in seeing if he could figure out what was going on and how to get out of his own bad situation. And he's a very entertaining actor, and I think he actually upstages Hwang Jung-min in this movie, in The Unjust. I think he just steals the film. And that might be because he was written in such a way as to express a lot more different emotions, a wider range of emotions than Hwang's character, which gives him more of like a multi-dimensional performance to work with. And when all is said and done, this is probably my favorite performance of Ryoo Seung-bum's entire career. I think he's just awesome in this movie. Really good. So these two main characters are the core of your movie, and the whole movie revolves around them. You know what I mean? And you're wondering, if one or the other guy is going to get out of this, because they both get into trouble. And there's a pretty compelling element of having a particular character's back against the wall and having to find a way out of the mess that they found themselves in. And that's what we get. And at the end of the movie, are one of them gonna get away unscathed? Are they both gonna? You don't know. So that's what's the big draw of the film. And then as an added bonus, you get like some really good supporting actors in this, who I'm not even going to mention. Because again, this movie's, 13 years old now? So I had forgotten like who the supporting cast was, and I was like, wow, there's some really good supporting actors in this. The cast is actually pretty loaded. Now the director, Ryoo Seung-wan, most well known in the West for his action movies, like The City of Violence, The Berlin File, No Blood, No Tears, stuff like that. The Unjust is not an action film, though. It is a crime drama / suspense flick, And very nicely constructed, directed, and very entertaining from start to finish. And this is about 2 full hours, but I think it's pretty nicely paced. So if you have not seen this one, definitely check it out. I recommend it. It's currently available streaming on Netflix in the United States and Tubi.com, so you could get it, either cheaply or for free. And let me know what you think about this one. As always, I'll see you next time.